Okay, hi everybody. I am Denise Flood, and the name of my program is Change Your Frequency, Change Your Life. And it is all about frequency, as you can guess. And my goal in this program is to help individuals, families, and communities better navigate the world in greater wellness. And to do that, I teach self-care techniques. And some of the self-care techniques that I teach are EFT, which is known as tapping. I teach how to use and experience essential oils for total mind, body, spirit wellness, and Reiki, many different things, but they all involve frequency because all of life is frequency. Everything is measurable. Even if we don't have an understanding of how to do it yet, that is the miracle of everything that we are discovering. What we once thought was, as Gwen would say, woo-woo, is now scientific facts in many instances, and things that were accepted and known in ancient times are now being proven by science. And one of the things that I really want to bring into focus today is abundance frequency and divine wealth, and how we are divine creatures created with that blueprint of divine wealth right in our DNA. And I want to tap into that today with you. And we're going to do it in a couple of steps. The first one that I'd like to do is to just show you, I am an EFT specialist, but we're just going to be tapping right here today. So if you place your hand right over your sternum and you tap gently, you will feel that. That is a major meridian point that touches every organ of the body, and it runs right up into and through our brain, back to our amygdala, and taking that fight or flight reflex that was a lifesaver for us in prehistoric times, but is not necessarily good in everyday life today, and brings it back to our emotional and our thinking brain. And so just tapping right here gently and bringing up the topic of money can be, because we all have thoughts about money. We all have thoughts about how we were raised. We have thoughts about when we write our bills. We have thoughts about the economy, the direction of the economy. Bring up anything and you can feel yourself have little parts of your body that might be going, ooh, that doesn't feel so good. And so release is the first frequency that I'd like to talk to you about today. And I'm going to use both tapping and essential oils. And Gwen is going to put in the chat the link where, if you would like to learn more about these, you can find it. And if you don't, then you'll just get it right here. So release is the first one, and I'm going to take a little smell. And these oils are designed for those frequencies to actually relax you and encourage a willingness to let go of any frustration, anger, or struggle. And so if you do have any oil with you, you could use it. If you don't, let's just say the word release and just feel that. You can say that right out loud. I release the ideas I have that hold me back from my true abundance. And just see what that brings up for you. I release any thoughts I have around money and my ability to produce divine abundance. And oftentimes, if you can bring yourself back to a point in your life, whether it's recent or further back, where money was an issue for you, and see if you have any guilt or shame around not being able to do something, to meet your own needs, to meet somebody else's needs. Just sink into that and allow yourself to say this phrase. I recognize these feelings. I acknowledge them for the help they have been in my life. And I allow myself to let them go. I acknowledge these feelings. I see where they are in my body, where I'm still holding on. And I thank these feelings for the service they have been to me in bringing this to the forefront for me to release. And oftentimes people will ask me why we start with negative things in tapping. And I say, it is just like if you are going to clean your floors. You don't immediately start to wax and buff them. First, you go into the corners and you sweep out the dust, the dirt, and the debris. And this is the same thing we are doing here. And this is something you can come back to, because our relationship with money, our relationship with many, many things is like an onion, where we peel down and we let go, and then we realize there's another layer. And that is also something to acknowledge and thank ourselves for, because it's healthy. When we have a scab, it doesn't fall off all at once. It falls off when the skin underneath is ready to heal. And that's my analogy there. And so as you feel these feelings, tap gently, take a deep breath, and say, with this in-breath, I breathe in the possibility of release. I allow that thought and feeling of release to enter my body on a cellular level. And I breathe out that which no longer serves me, allowing it to transmute back into the divine light where it will be of service. And so then let's just take a breath. Hopefully you have a little bit of water or something where you can take a sip. And if not, you'll get this recording, and when you come back to it, have that ready. Because water helps us to process, and it's very, very good like that. And the next thing that we're going to work on is forgiveness. We've released some things, and that's great. Let's also work on forgiving ourselves and forgiving the situation of those negative emotions that we've released. And I'm just going to take a quick swirl of the oil of forgiveness, letting go of negative emotions. I forgive Xfinity for the less than stellar service that we are receiving today. Was that divinely put? If I start to cut in and out, just give me a little something. Okay. All right. All right. I did the best I could with the resources and knowledge I had at the time, and I wholeheartedly forgive myself. I forgive myself for making financial mistakes. I forgive myself for the ways I have hurt myself financially through action or inaction. I forgive myself for acting out of fear pain, and confusion around money. I wholeheartedly forgive myself, and I am grateful for the lessons I have learned from these prior actions. The past is behind me. I lovingly forgive myself. It is okay. I now move forward with compassion and loving kindness toward myself. And take a deep breath. If you have a sip of water, when you're ready, take a sip of water. And just sit for a moment and see how that resonates with you. We're going to move into freedom. Freedom helps us to unlock what is burdening and blocking us, releasing our potential. Freedom goes beyond our negative mind chatter and our limiting thoughts. And it allows us to begin to rebuild our lives in a new frequency of awareness of what we're capable of, the freedom to be the very best version, the next best version of who we are. And that's what we want to call in tonight, because that is what we are constantly doing. We're constantly stepping forward, acknowledging who we are through that divine radiance that comes in, that we're born with. Tune into that blueprint. We were born with a blueprint of freedom. Just feel that for a moment. Say, I welcome resonating with my blueprint of freedom. This is embedded in my DNA, and I am freedom. I am resonating that divine freedom of living the next best version of me. And sit in that for a moment as we tap on some affirmations I have written for that. I dwell in gratitude for all my blessings. I trust in the abundance of the Creator. I am a mindful and loving steward of my life and my money. My spending is in alignment with my values and my goals. I am in alignment with universal flow. Being mindful of my money brings me peace. I stand in confidence when it comes to money, because money is divine wealth radiating in me and through me for my highest good and for the highest good of all. And let's take a moment And take another sip of water and allow those ideas to permeate and penetrate you on a cellular level. Let them ground in. Because the next oil we're doing is called abundance. And let's have an abundance of connection here. An abundance of humor in the work that we do in ourselves and with each other. And thank you for bearing with us as we are on this journey together. Abundance is a particular blend, is a manifesting blend. I'm back now. All right. The universe just needed a little dance, I guess. Okay. Abundance is more than just money. Abundance is a way of living from source. Source is eternal. We are eternal. And tapping into that abundance helps us to magnify that energy and frequency. And that is in alignment with the law of attraction. What I'd like to do is something interactive. You can be seated or you can stand, but this is a prosperity pose. And so just like that, you can stand grounding your feet in, your arms up, and I think everyone on the call is familiar with your crown chakra. I'm just doing this to demonstrate the crown chakra, but you want to pull that energy in through your crown. Allow that divine source energy to go all the way down through your feet. Your arms are up, hands as cups, and imagine the light running in my hands, that divine light running down my arms. I see it flowing through my head, filling my head, going down my neck, joining the energy that is flowing through my arms, down my torso, down the front and back of my spine. That divine energy runs through my pelvis, down my legs, and it flows through my feet. The pores of my feet open up and allow that divine energy to go down into the earth. And my divine abundance is now rooted in the earth. And I send it down right to the core of the earth. I am acknowledging my divine wealth, my divine abundance, my divine radiance. I am a conduit of all the Creator has in store for my purpose here on earth. And I ground that purpose into the earth. And I stand in that purpose, in that divine abundance, knowing that I am limitless. I stand in abundance and freedom. And I radiate that out through every cell of my body. I see it shine forth through every pore of my body. It is filling the room that I am in. It is meeting the light beings who are in my home. And they, too, acknowledge their light consciously and unconsciously, and allow themselves in their own divine timing to also do their work. I radiate this forth throughout my home. throughout my property, and I offer it out into the world, this gift of divine wealth and abundance I carry in me and with me wherever I go. I am that I am, and I acknowledge the I am that you are. Whenever you need to remind yourself that the Creator's abundance is in you, I ask you to tune into this frequency now. You are this and more. Namaste.